In life, we often dream of success, happiness, and achievement, but there's one principle that separates those who succeed from those who fall short: consistency. It's easy to begin something, whether it's a project, a new habit, or a personal goal. But the true challenge lies in sticking with it, especially when things get tough. Success doesn't come overnight, and neither does mastery in any area of life. The real magic happens when you push through the difficult moments, when it would be easier to quit, but you choose to stay the course. Consistency is the backbone of success. It's the quiet, relentless effort that propels you forward even when motivation wanes. The journey of consistency may seem monotonous, and at times it may feel like you're not progressing at all, but every small step taken with persistence builds momentum over time. In this video, we'll explore how consistency leads to extraordinary outcomes, why it's difficult, and how to cultivate it even when it seems impossible. The myth of talent and luck. Let's start by debunking one of the biggest myths in the world of success: the myth of talent and luck. How many times have you looked at someone successful and thought, they must have been born with natural talent, or they got lucky? While talent and luck can play a role, they are far from being the main drivers of success. Think about this. How many people do you know who are talented but never actually accomplish much? How many people seem to have all the opportunities in the world but still fail to make anything of them? The truth is, talent can only get you so far. It's not about how much talent you start with, it's about what you do with it day in and day out. It's about taking consistent action even when it's hard. Luck? It can help you along the way, but even luck won't help if you're not prepared. You don't win by being lucky. You win by consistently preparing yourself for the moment when luck might knock on your door. In fact, many successful people weren't the most talented when they started. They weren't the ones who had all the advantages. They simply outworked everyone else. They stayed consistent when others gave up. They understood that success isn't about how you start, it's about how you keep going, especially when it feels like the odds are against you. Take a moment and think about your own life. Have you ever started something new? Perhaps a fitness routine, a new business venture, or a self-improvement journey, only to lose steam after a few weeks? What was missing wasn't your ability, your resources, or even your passion. It was consistency. That is where most people fail, and that's why the magic happens when you commit to showing up day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. Why consistency is so hard. Now that we've established how critical consistency is, let's talk about why it's so difficult to maintain. Understanding the challenges is the first step toward overcoming them. The initial excitement fades. At the beginning of any new journey, the excitement is at its peak. You're motivated, eager to get started, and full of enthusiasm. But as time goes on, that initial burst of energy fades, the novelty wears off, and you're left with the reality of the work required to make progress. This is where most people falter. They confuse initial excitement with long-term commitment. But real commitment means showing up even when the excitement is gone. This phenomenon can be observed in almost any field. For instance, when someone begins a fitness regimen, the first few days are exciting. They buy new workout clothes, join a gym, and perhaps even hire a personal trainer. But after a few weeks, when the muscles are sore, the scale doesn't seem to budge, and the couch looks more appealing than the treadmill, the excitement fades. This is when consistency becomes hard, and this is when most people give up. We expect quick results. We live in a society that prizes instant gratification. We want results, and we want them now. We're bombarded by stories of overnight success and viral sensations, which can make us believe that if we don't see immediate progress, we're failing. But the truth is, most real, sustainable success is slow and incremental. It's the result of consistent effort over time, not a sudden breakthrough. If you expect quick results, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. When the results don't come as fast as you'd like, it's tempting to throw in the towel. But remember this, slow progress is still progress. Every day that you stay consistent, you're building momentum. It may not be visible yet, but it's there. Stay the course and the results will come. We encounter obstacles. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how well you plan, there will always be obstacles. These can come in many forms: personal challenges, family emergencies, work deadlines, or even unexpected illnesses. When obstacles arise, it's easy to get derailed. But here's the thing: obstacles are part of the journey. The key to consistency is not avoiding obstacles, but learning how to navigate them. Successful people don't have fewer obstacles than others. They simply learn how to adapt. They find ways to keep moving forward, even if it means adjusting their pace or temporarily shifting their focus. The important thing is not to stop. Even if you have to slow down, even if you have to take a detour, as long as you stay consistent, you will continue to move in the direction of your goals. We face internal resistance. Perhaps the biggest challenge to staying consistent comes from within. It's the voice in your head that says, "You're not good enough. This is too hard," or "Why bother? You're not making any progress." This internal resistance can be crippling. It's the reason why so many people give up on their dreams, not because they're incapable, but because they start to believe that they are. Internal resistance is a natural part of any growth process. Whenever you're trying to improve yourself, your mind will resist. It's uncomfortable to push beyond your current limits, and your brain wants to keep you in your comfort zone. But here's the truth: nothing great ever happens in the comfort zone. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to learn to push through the internal resistance. You have to stay consistent, even when your mind is telling you to quit. The power of small steps. One of the reasons why staying consistent seems so daunting is that we often focus too much on the end goal. We become overwhelmed by how far we still have to go, and that can make it difficult to keep going. But here's the secret: consistency isn't about making huge leaps every day. It's about taking small, steady steps in the right direction. The compound effect. Have you ever heard of the compound effect? It's the idea that small, consistent actions, when repeated over time, lead to massive results. Think of it like compound interest in a savings account. At first, the growth seems slow, almost imperceptible. But over time, as the interest compounds, the growth becomes exponential. The same principle applies to any goal you're trying to achieve. Each small action you take might not seem like much on its own, but when combined with hundreds or thousands of similar actions, the results can be staggering. This is the power of consistency. For example, if you wanted to learn a new language, you wouldn't expect to be fluent after a week of studying. But if you committed to studying for just 15 minutes a day, every day, by the end of the year, you would have accumulated over 90 hours of practice. That's the compound effect at work. The key is not to focus on how far you have to go, but on the small, consistent steps you can take every day. Focus on the process, not the outcome. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to stay consistent is becoming too fixated on the outcome. While it's important to have a clear goal in mind, obsessing over the end result can actually make it harder to stay consistent. Why? Because the outcome is often outside of your control. Instead, focus on the process. What can you do today to move closer to your goal? What small action can you take right now? When you focus on the process, you're less likely to become discouraged by the lack of immediate results. The process is something you can control. The outcome will take care of itself as long as you stay consistent. Embrace the boring and the repetitive. One of the most difficult aspects of staying consistent is dealing with boredom and repetition. The road to success is often unglamorous, filled with mundane tasks that don't seem exciting or enjoyable. But here's a critical truth: greatness is born in repetition. Many people are under the illusion that success is filled with exciting moments and breakthroughs, but that's not the case. Most of the time, it's the boring, repetitive actions, the daily grind, that lead to extraordinary results. Reframing boredom as a strength. Boredom is often seen as a negative thing, but it can actually be your greatest ally in staying consistent. Those who can push through boredom and keep going are the ones who succeed. This doesn't mean you have to enjoy every moment of the process. It means you have to endure it. Take athletes, for example. Training for hours every day may seem monotonous, but it's this very repetition that allows them to master their craft. When the big game comes, their bodies instinctively know what to do because they've performed the same motions thousands of times before. Similarly, musicians practice scales and rudiments, repeating the same exercises over and over until it becomes second nature. Their performances look effortless not because they were born with innate skill, but because they've embraced the boring, repetitive work required to achieve mastery. The mindset shift: discipline over motivation. We often rely on motivation to keep us going, but motivation is fleeting. There will be days when you simply don't feel like doing the work. On those days, discipline must take over. Discipline is the ability to stick to a routine, regardless of how you feel. It's the practice of doing what needs to be done, even when you're not motivated. Staying consistent requires a mindset shift from relying on motivation to developing discipline. It's about embracing the boring, repetitive tasks and recognizing that every small action is contributing to your long-term success. When you master this mindset, you unlock the power of consistency, and that's where the magic happens. Building mental resilience. Consistency is not just a physical practice, it's a mental one. To stay consistent, especially when it's hard, you need to build mental resilience. Mental resilience is your ability to bounce back from setbacks, handle stress, and keep moving forward even in the face of adversity. Why mental resilience is crucial for consistency. Life is unpredictable. No matter how well you plan, things will go wrong. You'll face obstacles, experience failures, and encounter challenges you didn't anticipate. Without mental resilience, these setbacks can easily derail your progress. But with resilience, you can navigate these challenges without losing sight of your long-term goals. How to develop mental resilience. Reframe failures as learning opportunities. Failures are inevitable, but they don't have to be the end of your journey. Instead of viewing failure as a setback, reframe it as a learning opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every failure brings with it a lesson that can help you improve and become stronger. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for building resilience. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. This makes it easier to stay consistent, even when things aren't going as planned. Take a few moments each day to reflect on what's going well and what you've already accomplished. This practice will help you stay grounded and maintain a positive outlook. Cultivate self-compassion. Be kind to yourself during difficult times. It's easy to be your own harshest critic when things go wrong, but self-criticism only makes it harder to stay consistent. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend who's struggling. Self-compassion helps you bounce back from setbacks and stay committed to your goals. Develop a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can improve with effort and time. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than as threats. When you adopt this mindset, it becomes easier to stay consistent because you view every setback as part of the process, rather than a sign of failure. Overcoming self-doubt and imposter syndrome. One of the biggest challenges to staying consistent, especially when it's hard, is overcoming self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Self-doubt is the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, or that you'll never succeed. Imposter syndrome is the feeling that you're a fraud, that your success is undeserved, and that it's only a matter of time before people find out. These feelings can be crippling, and they often lead people to quit. But here's the truth. Everyone experiences self-doubt. Even the most successful people feel like imposters at times. The difference is that they don't let those feelings stop them from staying consistent. How to overcome self-doubt and imposter syndrome. Acknowledge your feelings. The first step to overcoming self-doubt is to acknowledge it. Don't try to suppress or ignore these feelings. Instead, recognize that they're normal and that everyone experiences them. The key is not to let them control you. Focus on your strengths. When self-doubt creeps in, it's easy to focus on your weaknesses and shortcomings. Instead, shift your focus to your strengths. What are you good at? What have you accomplished so far? Reminding yourself of your strengths can help you build confidence and stay consistent, even when doubt tries to hold you back. Challenge negative thoughts. Self-doubt often comes in the form of negative thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." Challenge these thoughts by asking yourself, is this really true? Often, our negative thoughts are based on fear, not reality. By challenging these thoughts, you can weaken their power over you and stay focused on your goals. Take action. Despite fear, one of the best ways to overcome self-doubt is to take action. Fear thrives on inaction. The longer you wait, the stronger your doubts become. But when you take action, even small steps, you build momentum and confidence. Consistency is built through action, not through waiting for your doubts to disappear. The role of habits in staying consistent. Consistency is all about habits. Your daily habits determine your long-term success. The things you do on a consistent basis, whether good or bad, shape your future. If you want to stay consistent, especially when it's hard, you need to develop habits that support your goals. How habits shape success. Your habits are the foundation of your life. They are the small, repeated actions that, over time, lead to big results. If you have good habits, you're setting yourself up for success. If you have bad habits, you're setting yourself up for failure. For example, if you have the habit of exercising regularly, eating healthy, and getting enough sleep, you'll likely enjoy good health over the long term. On the other hand, if you have the habit of skipping workouts, eating junk food, and staying up late, your health will likely suffer over time. The same principle applies to every area of your life. If you want to stay consistent, you need to develop habits that support your goals. How to build habits that support consistency. Start small. When building new habits, start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Instead, focus on one small habit at a time. For example, if your goal is to become more consistent with exercise, start by committing to just 10 minutes a day. Once that habit is established, you can gradually increase the duration. Make it easy. The easier a habit is to perform, the more likely you are to stick with it. Remove any barriers that make it difficult to stay consistent. For example, if you wanted to develop the habit of going to the gym, lay out your workout clothes the night before so that it's easier to get started in the morning. Use triggers. Habits are often triggered by specific cues. For example, brushing your teeth might be triggered by waking up in the morning. If you want to stay consistent, find triggers that will remind you to perform your desired habit. For example, if you want to develop the habit of writing every day, you could use your morning coffee as a trigger to sit down and write for 15 minutes. Reward yourself. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool for building habits. When you reward yourself for staying consistent, you reinforce the behavior and make it more likely that you'll continue. The reward doesn't have to be big. It can be as simple as checking off a task on your to-do list or giving yourself a moment of praise. The power of accountability in consistency. Accountability is a powerful tool for staying consistent, especially when it's hard. When you're accountable to someone else, you're more likely to follow through on your commitments. This is because accountability creates external pressure to stay consistent, even when you don't feel like it. Why accountability works. Humans are social creatures and we care about how others perceive us. When we make a commitment to someone else, we don't want to let them down. This creates a sense of responsibility that can help us stay consistent, even when motivation is low. Accountability also provides support and encouragement. When you're struggling to stay consistent, having someone to check in with can make all the difference. They can offer advice, encouragement, and even a gentle push when you need it. Consistency in the face of uncertainty. One of the greatest tests of consistency is how we respond to uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be moments when things don't go as planned. You might be working toward a goal when suddenly an unforeseen event shakes up your world. It's in these moments of uncertainty that consistency becomes even more important, but also more difficult. Navigating uncertainty while staying consistent. Accept that uncertainty is inevitable. The first step to staying consistent during uncertain times is to accept that uncertainty is a part of life. No matter how well you plan, there will always be elements outside of your control. The more you resist uncertainty, the harder it becomes to stay consistent. By accepting it, you free yourself from the need to control everything and can focus on what's within your power, your actions. Break down your goals. Further, when uncertainty strikes, it can feel overwhelming, and your bigger goals may seem too far out of reach. In these times, break down your goals into even smaller, more manageable pieces. If your goal is to write a book and a personal crisis arises, you might not have the energy to write an entire chapter, but you can still write a paragraph. Taking small steps allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. Focus on what you can control. In moments of uncertainty, it's easy to get caught up in all the things that are beyond your control. This can paralyze you and make it difficult to stay consistent. Instead, focus on what you can control: your attitude, your effort, and your actions. Consistency isn't about controlling every outcome. It's about showing up and doing your best with what you have. Trust the process. Uncertainty often creates doubt. You may wonder if all your hard work is worth it, especially if you're not seeing immediate results. In these moments, it's crucial to trust the process. Stay consistent even when the results aren't visible yet. The progress you're making might be invisible for now, but every action you take is bringing you closer to your goal. How consistency builds stability and uncertainty. Consistency can actually be a source of stability in times of uncertainty. When everything around you feels chaotic, having a routine or a set of consistent actions can help ground you. It provides a sense of normalcy and control, even when everything else is out of your hands. For example, during the global pandemic, many people felt a sense of uncertainty about their futures. But those who maintained consistent routines, whether it was exercising, working on personal projects, or simply sticking to daily habits, found comfort in those small, steady actions. The consistency gave them a sense of control and helped them navigate the uncertainty with resilience. The role of patience in staying consistent. Patience is often overlooked when discussing consistency, but it plays a vital role. Consistency and patience go hand in hand because staying consistent requires the ability to wait for results without losing hope or motivation. Why patience is essential. In our fast-paced world, we've been conditioned to expect quick results. We want instant gratification, and when we don't see immediate progress, we become frustrated. But the truth is, real success, whether it's building a business, improving your health, or mastering a skill, takes time. Patience is the virtue that allows you to keep going, even when the results are slow to materialize. Think of the farmer who plants seeds in the spring. He doesn't expect to harvest his crops the next day or even the next week. He knows that the seeds need time to grow. He waters them, nurtures them, and waits patiently, trusting that his consistent efforts will pay off when the time is right. The same principle applies to your goals. You're planting seeds with every action you take, but those seeds need time to grow. Impatience can lead you to abandon the garden before the harvest comes. Stay patient, stay consistent, and trust that your efforts will bear fruit in time. Cultivating patience. Shift your focus. From the end goal to the journey, one of the main reasons people become impatient is that they're too focused on the end goal. While having a clear vision is important, it can also create frustration if you're always thinking about how far you still have to go. Instead, shift your focus to the journey. Take pride in the small steps you're taking each day. Celebrate the progress, no matter how small, and recognize that every step is bringing you closer to your goal. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness can be a powerful tool for cultivating patience. When you practice mindfulness, you train yourself to live in the present moment, rather than constantly thinking about the future. This helps you stay focused on the task at hand and reduces the anxiety that often comes with waiting for results. Mindfulness also helps you appreciate the process, making it easier to stay consistent. Recognize that good things take time. Remind yourself that anything worth achieving takes time, whether it's building a strong relationship, starting a successful business, or improving your fitness. The best things in life don't happen overnight. When you embrace the idea that good things take time, it becomes easier to stay patient and consistent. Learning from setbacks and failures. Setbacks and failures are an inevitable part of any journey. No matter how consistent you are, you will encounter obstacles along the way. But here's the important thing to remember. Setbacks and failures are not the end. They're part of the process. Why setbacks and failures are valuable. It might sound counterintuitive, But setbacks and failures are often the most valuable experiences you'll encounter. Why? Because they teach you lessons that success never can. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to become complacent. But when you face a setback, you're forced to reflect, adapt, and improve. In fact, many successful people credit their failures as the turning points in their lives. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His ability to stay consistent in the face of repeated failure is what ultimately led to his success. How to learn from setbacks and failures. Embrace a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. When you adopt a growth mindset, you see failures as opportunities to grow rather than as proof that you're not good enough. This mindset allows you to stay consistent even after experiencing setbacks because you know that every failure is a chance to learn and improve. Analyze what went wrong. After a setback or failure, take the time to reflect on what went wrong. Was there a specific action or decision that led to the failure? Is there something you could have done differently? By analyzing your failures, you gain valuable insights that can help you improve and make better decisions in the future. Adjust your approach, but stay consistent. Setbacks may require you to adjust your approach, but they shouldn't cause you to abandon your goals altogether. Consistency doesn't mean sticking to the same plan no matter what. It means staying committed to your goal while being flexible in your approach. If something isn't working, make adjustments, but continue to show up and take action. Use setbacks as motivation. Setbacks can either discourage you or motivate you. It's all about how you choose to view them. Instead of seeing a setback as a reason to quit, use it as fuel to push yourself even harder. Let it remind you of how much you want to achieve your goal and why it's worth staying consistent. The long-term benefits of staying consistent. When you stay consistent, even when it's hard, the benefits go far beyond the immediate results. Consistency is not just about reaching a specific goal, it's about building a foundation for long-term success and personal growth. Mastery. Mastery in any field, whether it's a skill, a profession, or a personal discipline, requires consistent effort over time. You don't become a master by practicing sporadically or only when you feel like it. You become a master by showing up day after day, putting in the work even when it's difficult or monotonous. The long-term result of this consistent effort is not just success, but a deep sense of competence and confidence in your abilities. Resilience. Consistency builds resilience. Every time you push through a difficult moment, you're strengthening your ability to handle adversity. Over time, you become more resilient, more capable of bouncing back from setbacks, and more prepared to face future challenges. Resilience is a key ingredient for long-term success because it allows you to keep going no matter what life throws your way. Trust in yourself. When you stay consistent, you build trust in yourself. You prove to yourself that you're capable of following through on your commitments, even when it's hard. This self-trust is invaluable because it gives you the confidence to pursue bigger goals and take on greater challenges in the future. Momentum. Consistency creates momentum. Every action you take builds on the one before it, creating a compounding effect that propels you forward. Over time, this momentum makes it easier to stay consistent because you've developed a habit of taking action. The hardest part is often getting started, but once you've built momentum, staying consistent becomes much more manageable. Sustainable success. Quick wins and short-term success can be satisfying, but they're often fleeting. True, lasting success is built on a foundation of consistency. When you stay consistent, you create a solid base that allows you to achieve sustainable success, rather than temporary victories. You're not just working toward a single goal, you're building a life of purpose, discipline, and fulfillment. In the grand journey of life, the secret to achieving your dreams, no matter how big or small, lies in one powerful, unwavering principle: consistency. It's not about those brief moments of motivation or inspiration. It's about showing up every single day, even when it's hard, even when the results aren't immediately visible, and even when the world throws obstacles in your path. The road to success is often filled with setbacks, challenges, and moments where quitting seems like the easier option. But remember, this is where the magic happens. When you push through those tough moments, when you embrace the discomfort, and when you commit to staying the course, that's when you unlock your true potential. Consistency is the quiet force that powers long-term growth, resilience, and mastery. Every small action, every little effort, and every moment of perseverance adds up. Day by day, step by step, you're laying the foundation for something greater than you can imagine. It's not about instant success, it's about building a legacy of hard work, patience, and persistence. The challenges you face on your path to consistency are not there to stop you. They're there to shape you. The struggles will make you stronger, the failures will make you wiser, and the journey will make you resilient. Stay committed, stay consistent, and trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. This is where the magic happens. Not in the easy moments, but in the moments where you push through despite the difficulty. If this message resonates with you and you're ready to take the next step in your journey toward success, here's what I want you to do. Subscribe to this channel for more content on personal growth, motivation, and consistency. Join a community of like-minded individuals who are dedicated to pushing through challenges and achieving their goals. Hit the like button if this video inspired you to stay consistent in your own journey. Your support helps the channel grow and allows us to continue bringing you valuable content. Leave a comment below and share one goal you're working on. How are you staying consistent, even when it's hard? Your story could inspire someone else on their journey. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that consistency is the key to unlocking their full potential. Whether it's a friend, family member, or colleague, let them know that the magic happens when they commit to showing up every day. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We're here to keep you motivated and remind you that your efforts are never wasted. Stay consistent and the results will come. Let's make a commitment together. Stay consistent even when it's hard, because that's where the magic happens. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.